What's up, guys? Welcome back to Big Yogi'Z Garage. Today I got Broken Heart Boy. What's up, man? How you doing?
Man? I'm doing good. You?
BHB, man. Yes. I finally got you on the podcast. We did that one video to promote your show and stuff. That was on Facebook, but I told you I wanted to have you on so we can get an in-depth conversation. Man, I love all your music. I listen to your music all the time. I only listen to like 3 songs because I don't know where else to find more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's my YouTube music.
Yeah, all platforms. Wherever you mainly listen to music on, as long as you look up Broken Heart Boy, it should pop up.
Yeah, and then but the only thing I seen only 3 or 4 songs on what I looked up.
There should be. I think I got like 7 out right now, 7 or 8. So it might just be the platform maybe.
Because on YouTube Music I only found 3. So like what, Spotify maybe or
Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes.
You can find all of them.
SoundCloud. And I have all my songs on YouTube, specifically YouTube Music. I haven't messed with that too much yet.
Okay. But all right. So anybody can look up Broken Heart Boy.
Yeah,
all one word.
Yeah, all together. All one word.
All one word, and it'll pop up.
Yeah.
That's how I look for you all the time. Yeah, I listen to your music all the time. My stepdaughter Bella, she listens to it. She knows the words and all that shit.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Do you have any up and coming new songs or any new projects, new shows coming up?
Right now, the only show, the show that I got next is in November 4th in Morenci, Michigan. Songs, I'm working on 2 right now. I got one coming up next called Control It. I still need to get in the studio to record that. But I recorded a little bit at my own crib, posted some snippets. So that's what's up next, Control It. I'm excited about that one because it's actually it's a whole different genre than what I'm used to. I'm usually in the melodic rap, R&B kind of rap genre, but this one's considered house, EDM, pop type of stuff. So this one was out of my comfort zone, but I've been trying to stay diverse and do different stuff. So I think this one's gonna be cool for real.
Okay. So yeah, you try to change it up and keep it. And then how old are you? I was gonna ask you.
I'm 23.
23 years old. Okay.
December 11th, so I'll be 24 here soon.
Okay, 24 soon. And where did you grow up at?
Most of my life I've been in Wasion, Ohio. That's where I'm at right now, Wasion, Ohio. Before that, I was in Fayette. I was in Michigan for a little bit, but yeah, the majority of my life I've been in Wasion.
And then how was your life growing up? Tell me a little bit about your childhood when you were young and stuff like that.
Man, where do I start? I mean, I wouldn't say it was nothing too bad. It wasn't the easiest. Money definitely was probably one of our biggest struggles. And I didn't have my dad. When I was 4 years old, my dad got deported. He's from Michoacan, Mexico. So ever since I was 4, I didn't have my dad in my life. And that's where shit kind of got rocky. Because when he was around, we were kind of stable. We had a crib and all that, whatever. But yeah, after that, it was just kind of apartment to apartment, stuff like that, living with people sometimes. I've been through the eviction, shit like that. It definitely wasn't the easiest. But thank the Lord, going through what I went through in life made me who I am. And going through that rough stuff kind of builds you up to be somebody better and somebody worth something, So it was cool, though. I mean, I just had my mom, and I grew up with 2 brothers and a sister. I'm the youngest, though, so they were kind of already all grown when I was growing up. So it was a little bit lonely as a kid, I feel like. My childhood was pretty lonely. My siblings were always out doing their own thing. I never had too many friends because I was different back in school, but it's because I was becoming something and I didn't know what that was yet, but now I know,
Yeah, now you know.
But things are a lot better though than what they were. Life has been better, things have been better,
And then your mom was a single mom most of your life. How important is your mom to you right now?
She's everything. If it wasn't for her, a lot of things would be more difficult in my life than they were. Because even though we weren't always in the best financial situation or living situation, she was always there, you know what I'm saying? My dad wasn't there. I never had too many family members that were looking out for me, nothing like that. It was mainly, I was always with my mom, so I'm a mama's boy in her words. But shout out moms, man.
Yeah, shout out to all moms, man.
Yeah, shout out Mama BHB, man, for real.
Yeah, shout out. And then not only that, but my mom, I work with my mom, man. I'm with my mom every day at work. We have 2 separate teams, but we're united, bro, because like you gotta understand, that's who brought us here, man.
Right.
Dads come and go. Dads come and go because dads, they got their own missions in life.
For real.
But like moms, bro, they have to stay there with their kids and raise their kids, so they're really important to us, man. Tell me a little bit about like, okay, what inspired you like to make music? Like from the, like what was the first like, you know, like what was the first thing that inspired you to make music, or how did you even come up?
I think for me, what it was, it all ties into kind of how my childhood went and how I said I felt like I was real lonely as a kid. Like, I love my mom, and, you know, like I said, she was always there for me. She's the reason I'm kind of still okay and doing good. But when I was younger, we kind of had a rocky relationship, and I never could really communicate with her, I felt like, because my mom was one of those tougher moms, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I was younger, I was more emotional, and like she was the type to just be like, oh, you know, get over it, like it's no big deal, whatever. And oh, what was the question?
I said like what inspired you?
Oh, okay. So
what inspired you to make music?
So because I always felt lonely growing up and stuff, I was always into stuff. Like I used to dance, and I was into, like, I used to cut hair. I was just always kind of into like talented things, always trying new things. But when it came to music, that was the first time, like, cause like being lonely, I felt like I never had nobody to talk to. Like nobody listened to me, nobody cared. You know, even family, friends. I always felt like I had so much to say, but nobody to say it to. So then one day I just, after all these things that I tried, I picked up music and would just like mess around and write to beats and stuff and just post it on Instagram, just like write little or rap little clips and stuff. And people actually kind of were like, dude, this ain't bad. Like, you kind of are decent. And so because I got some decent like feedback at first, I was like, all right, maybe I'll keep trying. Maybe I'll see if I can do something. And then it just hit a point where like it wasn't like a hobby, or it wasn't just for fun anymore. I started to really take what I was going through in life and putting it into music, and everything changed after that. I remember my first song ever that I was like a serious song was a song called Heart So Cold. It was the first song I made where like everything changed. I changed my flow. I really became like a genuine artist. And when I dropped that song, like everybody was tripping. Like nobody expected the sound, nobody expected the words. And it was that song right there that kind of made me be like this is what I want to do. Like it made me feel like people are finally listening. Like I can say anything I want to say. If I'm hurting, I can spill my pain, and I can do something good with it. Somebody else can hear it who's relates to me and feel better because of my song. And so I felt it was an outlet for me. Whenever I came to music, I feel like my problems kind of faded away a bit. You know, so I think that's where it all came from. Just kind of feeling like I had nobody to talk to, being lonely, and that was like my way of feeling like I am somebody. You know? So
that's awesome. Okay, so you said that was the first song that actually made you realize. But what was your first song ever?
My first ever song that got recorded and like, put out.
Like, what was the name of it, and how does it sound?
That's what I hate about myself, because there was like, before I kind of became like good and stuff and like established, there was probably like a good 6 songs that I had out, but they were like me talking about shit that wasn't true, me bullshit and just talking shit, man. And the very first one,
you can't remember the name?
Dude, I don't know, dude. I remember some. I know, like, out of those 6 that were just.
Those are your first 6.
See, that's what I hate, because those 6 that used to exist, they don't exist anymore. The old me, like, after I grew up and got better and stuff, I look back at that old music and I was like embarrassed. I'm like, dude, I'm talking shit that ain't true, and I ended up deleting my songs, dude.
Oh, you did?
From like, dude, it was my first 6 songs ever. I hate myself for it, because even though they were ass, I would love to go back and listen now and realize where I came, like how far I've come.
Of course, like my first few podcasts suck, I think. I don't know.
But I remember I had a song called Ghost, and then I had a song, that's like the only one I remember.
The Ghost one?
There was one called Ghost, and like that was, everybody said they liked that one, but I used to hate that one the most. I don't know. I can't remember the other ones, but
they're so bad that you blocked them out.
Yeah,
but really, they were probably good, but it's probably bad because you were critiquing them yourself.
I think it was the only thing that was good about it was like I always think I had good flows and stuff, and I kind of had like the way my cadence and stuff was always cool, but I was just bullshitting, talking shit, saying shit that ain't true. So it's like, because what music is to me, like I love authentic, real music about what people are. It's supposed to be somebody's story. Like not everybody's story is cars, clothes, money, hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know what you really been through, and that's what music is for me. So like that old music, it kind of was just like, it made me look like somebody I wasn't. And that's why I was like, let me get rid of that.
That's why like my favorite artists are all like the ones that are like, you know, unique. They got their own style. The thing is, every like big artist has his own style. That's why they're so big. There's no other Beyonce. There's no other Taylor Swift. There's no other Eminem. You know what I mean? They got that unique them. So that's why you got to have your unique you to actually make it. Because if you sound like, if you're just rapping about rims and cars and stuff and trying to make yourself sound like someone you're not even them, you'll never make it. You just gotta focus on who you are. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if that's, you know, the way it goes.
No, I agree.
But yeah, I think so. So what's the best part of the music industry and everything you're doing right now with the music and all that?
The best part of this whole journey so far, I think one, connecting with people and like just becoming connected and networking with people who are part of this journey. Like, it helps you feel like it's more real, and it helps you feel like you're part of something, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you can do this by yourself all you want, but like, until you got a team and you're really doing something like with people and growing, like, I feel like you'll never be truly satisfied. Like, you know, there's power in numbers, so you can always do more with the team than by yourself. So I think just like building teams, meeting new artists, meeting new people like you, stuff like this is my favorite part. Like, just networking, meeting new people, doing new things, getting new places, and other than that, just kind of like relating to people, getting further and further to where I realize like, wow, people are listening, people feel some type of way about my music, wow, like my song helped somebody. So I think just networking and like realizing your music is doing something, like that's what the most amazing thing to me is.
And what are the challenges of doing all this music part? There's so many, you can't even.
I think it's mostly it's really mostly mental with this game.
Mental.
Like, it's definitely financial plays a part too.
Yeah.
But it's like anybody could work a little more. But like the mental part is something you really got to have built in you. Like, this shit's not just for anybody. Like, anybody could write a little rap, you know what I'm saying, get on a little beat. But to do this for years and years and years and take all the backlash, take all the no's, and, you know, deal with all the, you know, it comes with embarrassment, all types of stuff, like doing shows with nobody there, feeling like you're nobody, not knowing if you're good enough. There's so many things that come with it, but just the mental battle for me has had to be the toughest part. Just, there were so many times in my life I'm like, are you like, man, you're from a small town, like, dude, don't ever listen to you, nobody wants to hear that shit, blah blah blah, like, and I really believed it at those times. But I think now I'm at a point where I believe in myself, and it's like, even if I go through them rough patches, I know that I've come far enough to where as long as I keep going, I'm gonna hit my destination. So
yeah, I believe in you, man. That's why I got you on here.
Hell yeah.
For real. For real, I do. I believe in your music for real. Like, I love your music. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, I don't know if it's all like that, but I like the ones with the little Spanish, little lingo to it and all that.
So far,
I like those because I'm Cuban. I grew up in the Spanish, and I listen to reggaeton, but I listen to rap too. I've listened to my whole life Eminem, Tupac, you know, Too Short, all them dudes, you know, Snoop, whatever. So like, I love rap, but I also listen to reggaeton. And then by you putting a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of English, that's like my vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I love that part. I don't know all your songs, but even the ones that are all English, I was vibing to all those too, bro. Like, you got a style. I don't even know what it is, but it's some style, man. So yeah, you're always gonna have challenges in life, man. You just gotta keep going. There's gonna be times where no one's gonna watch that shit. I mean, I'm sure you had it. How long you been doing this for?
I think the day I decided like this is what I want to do, and I decided to chase it, no matter how it went. I think I was probably like 16 years old, where I told myself like, I've always been into music my whole life, but I think when I was 16, that's when I'm like, no, like, I want to really become this. This is who I feel I am. Let me chase this shit. So it's been about 7 years so far. We're coming up on that 10-year mark. I feel like that 10-year mark is it, man. Like, when I hit that 10-year mark, life is gonna be ways that ways I couldn't imagine. Who knows? But we'll see.
Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta dream it, bro. If you can dream it, you can build it, and you can manifest it, brother.
For sure.
That's like I told you. You already know. I told you I walked out of prison with zero, and look, I created a cleaning business. I got this podcast room.
For real.
Like, I'm doing something, and you can do the same thing. You're 23 years old. I'm 43 years old. I'm just learning my life. But if you keep going with the knowledge that you got and the work ethic that you got, by the time you're 43, brother, you'll be a millionaire. Simple as that. Because I'm starting my life now, you know what I mean? And I'm working my ass off. In 3 years, I got all this. So just imagine like how much you're gonna be if you really put in the work, brother.
That's just crazy, man. You did your thing for sure.
Yeah, and
that's an example. You set examples right there for sure for many people, especially in this area. You already know, man. Like you're a walking example for real. Because that shit ain't easy. Like that shit ain't easy, man.
Yeah, it's hard to do it, but the only way that it doesn't go is if I quit on myself, because it takes hard work to do this. And even like with my workout, it takes hard work to do my workout journey. And then I got to go clean all these houses. Then I got to run over here, get ready for the podcast. Me and Brandon got to come here, set up all the cameras, write down. You know what I mean? It's a lot. But you know what? Like, it's worth it, bro. It's worth it, because I keep having this dream that I'm gonna do something and all that. So I mean,
I think because it gives you purpose. Like that's something so important to me. That's one of the biggest reasons I continue to do what I do, because this is what gives me purpose. Like if I'm not doing music, like even if I'm just slacking a couple of days, like I feel sick to my stomach because I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's like this shit is real. The only thing that's gonna prevent me from getting what I want out of life is me. So it's like that's my purpose. If it wasn't for this music, man, I would feel like there's no point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's good. Tell me a little bit about how your process to writing music and like producing music. Like, what do you like think of like all the lyrics, or do you have to listen to a beat first and then come up with the lyrics? How does that go?
That's how it is for me. I've been trying to try new things and like write lyrics first, just kind of come up with like the melody and lyrics first, but mostly since I've been doing music, I'll hear a beat, hear whatever I'm listening to, and I'll just go off of that. Like I'll be in a certain mood. I like to write when I'm in a certain mood. Like if I'm feeling blank, it's hard for me to write. But if I'm mad or happy or sad, like if I have an emotion that I'm feeling, I like to express that in a song. Maybe I'll make a lit song, turnt song, or a sad song, whatever, but I need to hear a beat, so I'll look up, however I'm feeling, I'll look up a beat that I feel matches my vibe, or try to find something like that, and then it'll just kind of come to me. You know, I'll hear the beat. If I'm feeling it, the melodies will start flowing. So what I'll do, I have like studio equipment in my room, so I'll just kind of load up a beat that I like, I'll hit record, and then I'll just kind of like mumble melodies and stuff, like, because that's what'll always come to me first. When I hear a beat, I'll get melodies in my head, just like sounds and stuff, so I'll kind of record that. I'll just record the sounds, me making noises, the melodies, and if I like it, I'll go back, record another track under that, and then put the lyrics to that, like of whatever I'm trying to talk about in that song. So it goes beat, I'll just throw melodies on there, and then I'll write the lyrics later on.
Okay, so that's the process.
Yeah,
that's cool. Okay, what inspires you to keep going every day? I know you talked a little bit about it, but
with the whole purpose thing,
I think purpose,
that's what it is, man. And I feel like, because that's where a lot of people kind of feel like, oh, the world is terrible, like there's no point of life. Like, it breaks my heart when people feel like that, because I know deep down inside it's like people just need to find their purpose. Like, people feel lost in this world. This world is a small world, but it's a big world at the end of the day too. And it's like, I feel like when people kind of get lost in this world and they don't find their purpose, that's where they end up in depression, and they feel like they're nobody, and like the world's against them. And it's like, it's really not. There's so many people out there who can relate to you, but you have to find what's meant for you in this world. And when you're just out there running around with your head off and shit, like not knowing what to do, of course you're gonna feel lost. You're gonna feel like you're not going nowhere. You got to have some sort of direction. And I think with me, now that I'm at a point I am with the music, and this is what I love, this is what I know I'm gonna become. Every day I wake up, I don't wake up like, damn, what am I gonna do today? Like, man, what is today gonna bring? I'm just like, I got shit to do today. There's somewhere I'm supposed to be. Let's get to work. You know what I'm saying? So every day I have something to wake up to, and I think that's what keeps me going. Just knowing that this is my purpose, that this is supposed to go so much farther than what it is right now, and I just got to get there, you know. Yeah, and it's really important for you to keep climbing. So if that's really you feel like that's your purpose, you get in there like you're doing right now, and just keep climbing and keep doing more shows and keep doing more podcasts, whatever you got to do to keep going and keep going. Because like, I remember like this barber that I used to know a long time ago, and when he first got out of prison, he was telling me all this stuff that he was gonna do. I'm gonna have a shop, and I have people working for me, and I'm gonna do this. And then he just kept cutting hair,
kept cutting hair, and then boom, all of a sudden his world started unraveling because he never, like he had all these dreams, and then he just got stuck at that chair cutting hair. He never kept going with all those dreams. Like when I got out, I said, I'm gonna start a cleaning business, I'm gonna grow it, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And then I keep evolving and I keep coming up with a new goal. Like then I wanted to start a podcast. Then I wanted to start like a workout journey, because if we don't keep growing, our life starts imploding on itself. So like you gotta keep coming up with new songs, keep coming up with new ideas. Like you said, keep changing that genre, keep finding different people to collab with. Sometimes maybe collab with someone that's not even like with your type of music. Maybe like, you don't know, there's people that collab with like a rock star and then does this, you know what I mean? Just to keep it always changing and keep growing. Don't ever get stuck just in one spot.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely always got to keep dreaming and expanding, and that's important, because it's like, you could have a certain goal and you could reach that goal, but if that was your only goal, you're going to be stuck at that level. You know, it's like crazy. We have infinite, like, what's the word? Infinite kind of
possibilities.
Like something like that. God damn it.
Like something like we got infinite possibilities, or
basically like we all can, like everybody can just take it to the sky's the limit, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can do, no matter what you come from, no matter what you've been through, how you're feeling, like you can always work on yourself and be better. Like, you know, some situations are tougher than others, but you can always be better as a person than you were the last day, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. Tell me a little bit like throughout life, like some of your like life struggles and stuff like that. Like, have you had to face anything crazy? Have you never been like addicted to drugs or anything crazy shit like that, right?
No. If anything,
have you like your dad and stuff? Like, was that like a big hard struggle in your life? I think
that's what it was. Cause like honestly, like growing up, like when I was a kid, I think I was more of kind of like a daddy's boy. Like I was closer to my dad. Those 4 years that that's what everybody told me, at least. Like, oh, you were always with your dad. You guys were always together, or whatever. Like, cause I'm actually a junior. Like I'm named after my dad. My dad's name is also Mario. So like, it was weird when I was a baby and like born to 4. I guess we're cool, and then so I think with him being gone, I think honestly, if we really want to take it back, that's got to be the biggest, probably difficult, or kind of like the biggest kind of like man, I'm bad with my word.
Like struggle.
I guess struggle out of my life is that, like, not having my dad, at least as a man, I feel like, because not having a dad, I feel like boys need that male figure, like a good, real male role model and stuff. So I feel like growing up without my dad, it left me emotional, and it left me like I was just an emotional kid growing up, and I just feel like there was so many things that like a dad's supposed to teach you that would have helped me for the future that I had to learn on my own. So I feel like just like shit with friends and relationships and school, sports, anything, just like learning how to be a man, learning how to teach myself things and be grown in certain situations, like all that I missed out on having no father. And like I said, especially because growing up, me and my mom weren't really close and stuff. That's what made it even more difficult, because it's like I felt like when I was younger, she couldn't kind of pick up where he left off, because me and her weren't really close. Like she always took care of me financially, she was a good mom, but like emotionally, like I didn't have a dad and I didn't have my mom to talk to. So it really left me confused and emotional, and in a lot of situations that I wish I wasn't in. But I'm better now. I feel like I've grown so much, and I've learned so many things, and I've taught myself the best I could do to be as good as a man as I could be. My mom taught me always be respectful and stuff. Like I'm a respectful man, you know, I'm good heart, you know, good intentions, all that stuff. So I think I'm doing good now, but that was probably the biggest thing, dealing with not having a father.
Your mom being emotion, like tell me a little bit about that. Like she was always there for you, but it was like you were more like I don't know, like
see, physically she was always there for me, but
you had like a lot of emotional issues and stuff, like
just
like me too, bro. Like you're I swear to God, you are like telling my life, bro. I swear to God, my mom would tell me that I used to tell her when I was a kid, I don't even have no friends. Like I used to cry to her like, nobody likes me. And I never had a dad, bro. My whole life I was always looking for my fucking dad and my friends and my family. Dude, I swear to God, And I felt like that too. I felt like my mom wasn't always emotionally there with me. I swear I did. But because my mom had 5 other kids and she had to be a single mom working and shit. So is that what you mean? Like she had so much on her plate that she couldn't be like with you all day, every day?
I think that it definitely, because obviously, like I said, I'm one of 4. I got 2 brothers and a sister. So it definitely could have been stuff like that. But I think, like I said, my mom was just, even her being the mother, she was more tougher when it came to being more like for example, when I was younger, say I had some relationship issues, I'd be going to her like hurting. Oh mom, like man, I'm freaking out, I don't know what to do. And like, oh my god, I can hear her right now. She'd be like, well, you already fucking know how these hoes are, blah blah blah. Like she was kind of like,
she's a savage.
Yeah, like she would just be like, oh well, fuck that bitch, blah, blah. And I'm just like, but see, because that's what I hate though, because it's like I feel like the father was supposed to instill that like toughness in me, like you know what, it's cool, like you don't even trip. But so like when I would go to my mom, the one who's supposed to be more nurturing and loving and softer, like, and she would just kind of shut me down sometimes, like, so that was the only thing. Like when I was younger, like I get it now, and I always used to feel like she was wrong for that. But growing up and now where I am now, I honestly like that's one thing that I'm kind of proud that she did. Like if it wasn't for her being so tough on me, sometimes like I wouldn't have kind of like, I feel like you need that slap in the face sometimes, like. Yes, it hurts, but like get the fuck up, like be quiet, like you're not gonna sit here and cry forever, like you got shit to do. And she was kind of that type of person.
She was trying to be your mom and your dad. Yeah, she was showing you love, but she also wanted to show you like, hey bro, come on, let's go. Oh, forget about that. I was gonna say it in Spanish, olvídate eso, olvídate eso, let's go. Yeah, like, because she had 2 jobs, bro. She had to be loving and caring too, but she also had to teach you how to become a man. And that's why I'm the way I am. My mom's a savage, bro. Because my mom will cut somebody out, and I don't let no one play with me. Like, I'm nice, I'm loving, I'm respectful, but I'm a savage too. Don't mess with me, I'll fight you, I'll do whatever. Like, I'm not scared of nobody. And I'll black the shit out. I'll black out, and I'll go to prison, jail, whatever, and then I'll be like, wake up, like, damn. I don't get into them kind of troubles anymore. But I'm not gonna let no one disrespect me, disrespect my family, none of that shit. I'm over
that's
with.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the type of person I am. Like I'm always giving you my utmost respect at first, but it's like those are the type of people you don't want to disrespect, type shit.
Yeah, for sure. Man. So okay, so you're telling me about your struggles and stuff. So how did you like become the man you are now? Like just like learning, reading, writing. Like what do you do? Like just your music?
I think one thing that honestly kind of like taught me my lessons, like I said, my mom helped a little bit just kind of being the way she was. Like it wasn't helping for a long time because I just wanted her to be understanding, but like it got to a certain point, I'm like, okay, I get what you're saying now. But I think just letting myself repeat so many mistakes is what taught me. Like when I was so young, I was already, like I was the type, I wasn't no like F-boy or nothing when I was younger. I was like a relationship type of kid. I just wanted to love somebody. I'm cool on that now, but
that's why you're called Broken Heart Boy.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got him. You got me. Oh shit, man. Like
he wasn't telling me the truth in the beginning.
I swear you need to put that meme in there. Fucking, we got him, boys.
we need to put this clip in the beginning.
For real. But I think just making the same mistake over and over, like I was young, getting in a relationship and shit, getting my heart broke so young and stuff, and like I just keep like I kept giving people the benefit of the doubt. Like people would hurt me and I kept thinking, oh no, this person's genuine, they won't do it, no, they didn't mean it. And I think after just getting beat down so many times, it's like it all just kind of hit me one day, like bro, you got to switch it up, like you can't be this way no more. And I think it's one of them trial and error type of things. I just went through so many things, emotionally, physically, just family-wise, financially. Like, you know, I learned from it because a lot of people, I think that's what it was. I just cared, and I think it was because I had siblings too. All my siblings were older than me, so I already seen them make all their mistakes before I grew up and everything. And so I think that's what it was. Like, I think my brothers for sure. My brother Jeremiah, he helped me a lot. Like, he's probably like my closest brother and everything. And the other one, he lives in Texas, and we're close and everything, but we just kind of talk less and all that. But my brother taught me a lot for sure. Not having no father figure, I love him a lot, and he's been through a lot for sure. So he had a lot to tell me and help me out with. And yeah, I think it was just, because like I said, since they were always kind of going through stuff before I grew up, I got to see what not to do and stuff like that. So I was always worried about how to be better. So anytime I was ever going through stuff, instead of like just letting it beat me down all the way, I was always worried about like, okay, how can I make sure this don't happen again, or how can I better myself from this situation, or what can I take from this. I always try to tell people, like, no matter the situation, there's always got to be something good you can take out of it. Like, even if everything's bad, the lesson, like you going through that itself is like a lesson in itself. So it's like there's always something good to take from it. So I just always try to take whatever good there is from any bad situation and just hold on to that for the future, and just basically.
I just figured out why me and you click so much, bro. Like, ever since I met you, I just figured it out. Cause you resemble, like your life, like I never knew all this shit, but like, dude, like I should be called Broken Heart Boy #2, I guess, because my whole life, bro, I've been like that. Like I show, like I'll get in, I would get in a relationship and I would love, but then something, the girl is that wasn't the person, and then like I just wrote on my Facebook the other day, like I got home after I went to a show in the East Side and stuff, me and Brandon, and after that I got home like 3:30, bro, and I put it on my Facebook, like, I'm so glad I found the woman to put my real true love in, like, for real, because like all these girls that I had, I was married before, I had girlfriends, and I tried, I always wanted a girl, I'm like that. I've always been a relationship person. I never had a bunch of girlfriends. I would have a relationship for like 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, shit like that, but it was never the right person, and I would love, but nothing. It would always be some kind of fucked up. So I think like what you said, that right there is like for real. Like we need to find the right person to give that love to. And if till you find that one woman, forget it. It's always gonna be some kind of like some messed up situation.
For sure.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a little bit about like your fans, the relationship do you have? Do you have like a relationship with fans that listen to your music and stuff like that?
I wouldn't say I have too much of a fan base yet. I definitely got some people that have been supporting and watching for a while. I wouldn't say I have
like a fan base.
Yeah, I wouldn't say too much yet. Like, I definitely got people who support me, but yeah, not really like a major fan base.
Well, you got one fan right here, me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for real, you got one fan here, and then not only that, but when I went to your show, you got a little group of people that come, friends, cousins.
Mostly, my family. It's usually my inner circle for real. Like, I don't got no friends, nothing like that really. Like, at least, like all the people I ever grew up with and went to school with, like I don't got nobody from back then. But that's what I'm saying. That's why it was earlier when we were talking about that other question. One of my favorite things about this industry is like networking and meeting new people, because that's all I ever wanted was to have people in my circle that I relate to, and we could talk about shit like this, the music and stuff like that. But yeah, my main core fan base, if I do have one, is really my family. I think like my cousin Jameson, he's got to be my biggest fan. He was at the show, you might have seen him. And you know, my mom, my family, Ashley, just my brother, Isaiah, Tasha, you know.
Oh, the dude on Facebook, he's always sharing the stuff.
Yeah, I got some.
There's a guy, he's the one that they linked me up with you, like Mario or something.
Marcos, my cousin, that's my cousin.
That's your cousin. He does flooring and stuff. Shout out to Marcos and his flooring company. I don't remember what it's called.
I wish I did. I know. Cleaning LLC. Shout out Marcos, man.
Yeah, he linked me up with you a little bit. Like, I remember him like saying something to me, and then I kind of started putting an eye on you. Right. Yeah, like
you sent me your Facebook, and then I was seeing everything you were doing. I was like, damn, this looks like somebody I should. I remember I thought to myself, I'm like, damn, this guy looks like somebody I need to get in contact with. But like I said, I let it be. You know, I was like, I let time play itself out, and I was like, if it's meant to be, if this is something that's supposed to be in my life, it will be. So I let you see my content. You know, I would interact with your content and.
The way you did it was perfect, man, because you didn't like say, hey, Yogi, I want to be in your podcast, nothing. I got on your page, you got on my page, and every time you posted something, I was just like, damn, this dude's interesting. Then I listened to your songs, I was like, damn, I like them songs, and that's when I started like chopping it up, like, damn, that's cool. You know what I was gonna say, like, we were talking about the fans, right? You said that you really don't have too much of a fan, but one thing I noticed, right? One thing I did notice, that, okay, when another artist would go up, like their friends would come up with the phones and record them, right? But when you went up, bro, every single artist in the whole place came up. Did you notice that? All the artists and their family and me and everybody else came up to the stage, and then like you had more stage presence than anyone else. Like everyone came up with their phones and was recording you, huh, Brandon? Wow. Like everybody, like, cause me and Brandon were sitting there, we're watching, we're like, what the hell? Like everybody showed up. So you do have a fan base. Maybe it's just all your local artists, people that I'm pretty sure if you say, hey, who wants to do a feature with me? Or whatever, I'm pretty sure that shit will be like.
No, that's what I feel bad about. There's definitely been a handful of people trying to work with me, and I feel bad because that's what I hate about this industry. So everybody I feel like in this industry are too worried about being better than somebody. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like a lot of time, like right now, I kind of don't want to do any features. Like at least for this year, I told myself 2024, I'm gonna wait till the new year to start working with people. Mm-hmm. But right now, like I just want to build myself. I want to build my catalog, get my music out there, really build a good foundation for myself first, because like if you start doing features and shit with people too early, it randomizes your music, it throws your music all over the place. But like I feel like it just kind of takes it farther away from getting, how do I say it, like I feel like when you don't focus on building that foundation first with your own music, mm-hmm. people get lost and don't know the real you. You know, they just know you for, oh, I know him off of his song, or like shit like that. Because like when you build your own catalog first, you have enough to be like, this is my sound, this is who I am, this is what I sound like, this is what I talk about. And I feel like I haven't established that yet. I really want to get to a point like, oh, he sounds like this is the type of music he makes, he's got these songs, you know what I'm saying, before I really start really working with people and shit.
Okay, I understand that. You got a master plan.
Yeah.
It's just like me. Like people tell me all the time, you should do this to your podcast. You should get the big microphones and the things on your ears. And I tell them, no, it's okay. I got a master plan.
Right.
Like I want my shit to be different. I want my shit to be like, sit down.
That's one of my pet peeves, dude. Like constructive criticism is one thing, but take like somebody who has no idea, has nothing to do with like what you're doing, trying to give you advice, that shit really, that should be pissing me off. Like somebody who's never made music or never been in the music industry trying to tell me about music, or somebody who's never did no podcast trying to tell you about a podcast.
I don't understand that.
That shit is one of my,
somebody just told me, like, he's like, hey, if you sit down with me, I'll charge you $100 an hour and I can help you grow your podcast and grow your cleaning business, right? And I was like, okay, but like, what are you gonna do? He's I'm like, you sell houses and stuff, right? He's like, I can help you 1,000,001 ways. But like, I need to know, like, how are you gonna help me grow? I need to know the action plan. Tell me a little bit about what we're gonna do, and then maybe I'll think about paying you to come. But I need some, or show me all the podcasts you have grown. Right. Show me all the cleaning business you grew, and then because, like, bro, to me it's like, if you're not cleaning houses and you're not doing podcasts every day, how are you gonna help me grow it? I need people to show me, like, somebody that's doing it. Like maybe a good ass rapper can come up to you and be like, hey, you should do this and you should do that, and he's platinum, then you gotta listen to him. Right. Or if Joe Rogan or like some big famous podcasters, like, this is how you're gonna grow it. But I'm trying to do something different here in Toledo that I don't know anybody else with the podcast. I mean, I know 2 cats with the podcast and stuff, but they're not even consistently putting out every week. You know what I'm saying? They're not, they said they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that, but I don't see what they're saying. Me, every Monday, Big Yogi'Z Garage. I've never. Yes, sir. Ever since I said,
let's go.
5 in the morning, every Monday at 5 in the morning, Big Yogi'Z Garage. I wake up at 5 in the morning, my podcast is out at 5 in the morning. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do it, bro, because you gotta stay consistent with this shit. So I gotta have an episode every week.
Consistency builds momentum, and that momentum is everything, dude. Like I learned that, like, cause one thing, like early in my career doing this stuff, I was real on and off. Like I would do good for who knows how long, and then I would fumble, start falling off and stuff like that. But as I kept going, I started to get more and more consistent, and I realized that consistency is everything, dude. It builds momentum. When people are constantly seeing you on their page, constantly seeing new videos pop up, new songs, it just subconsciously makes you stick in their brain. But like it's that saying, like, out of sight, out of mind. The moment you stop producing on the internet, whether people like you or not, if you're out of sight, you're gonna be out of mind. You know what I'm saying? So that consistency is important with building relationships and just building that momentum to really kind of go.
And attention. Like the real money, like right now, is attention. So by you doing that, you're gonna keep showing up on their news feed. Like whenever you post something, it pops up on my shit right away. Like all I gotta do is start scrolling a little bit, and I'll see your post, whatever it is. Because I always like your stuff, and I always put my little emoji. So like that, it knows, it feeds me all your stuff because it knows that I interact with you. And then like Nate Jimenez,
shout out Nate,
Diego, Nate, Brandon. Anytime there's like people in my group, people that be on my podcast, like if they're on my podcast, that shit shows up because I'm always trying to interact with people that be on my podcast. I was just telling Brandon like we should do like a Big Yogi'Z 100 episode party, and then I invite all the guests. And I was telling Brandon like, you think all the guests would come? He's like, hell yeah.
Shit, I'd be there.
Yeah, like 100 episode party, like rent out like one of those like bars or something. Yeah. Maybe we can even do a live.
That's so fucking dope. What
maybe do like a live episode on the stage. Right now, you're gonna be like 65, I think, 64. Damn. Yeah, you're gonna be episode 65. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Do something like that. We got like 45 more episodes to figure it all out. You know, I wanted to ask you a little bit like, how does it feel when someone knows like every single word in your song? Like when you see someone,
That's probably the craziest. Like, it hasn't happened too much, but I think it's happened a couple of times. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, yo, that shit was fire. That song was cool. But it's not so often that maybe somebody will send me a video and like rapping my shit. Whenever I see that, like just recently, an old friend from, the past kind of came around and was like, man, I've been seeing all your stuff, whatever. And then Just a Little drop, and I guess they were really feeling Just a Little too, because they sent me a little snap actually singing this shit, and I'm just looking at them, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? You actually know the words? And I'm just like, it's the craziest, because I feel like you can't learn the words of a song just off of 1, 2, 3 listens. I feel like you got to give it a good 10 listens to know a verse and stuff like that. And this person, they like really knew the words, and I'm just like, it's the craziest feeling, because it really because like I said, it all ties back into feeling like I was never heard, nobody would ever listen to me. So like when people are playing my shit back to back, really learning my words, like understanding the word for word what I'm saying, it's like, man, like you really took your time out to really get a piece of my heart real quick. Like,
that's awesome.
Piece of my mind, you feel me?
So I know like all this music stuff that you're doing, I know it costs a lot of money and a lot of stuff. So what do you do? You have a real job? How do you make money to do your music stuff?
I still work a regular job, part-time. I just work part-time right now. I'm kind of, doing the music part-time and regular job part-time. I went part-time for a reason. Like it kind of sucks because, being part-time, I don't really have much money. Obviously enough at least to get by. I got my bills paid, and, I got enough to at least get my studio time and shit like that. But I just know like when I was on full-time, working 40 plus hours a week, I had money. I could spend it on whatever, but I never had time to get out there and put my foot out there and do shows and get studio time and make time for videos. I just felt like, I remember I was at this one job for 2 years full time, and after that 2 years, I was just like, I remember I had a moment, dude. I just felt sick. I'm like, wait, did I just spend 2 years of my life in this fucking factory, and I'm in the same place I was 2 years ago? And that day, it made me so sick, and I was like, you know what, dude, something's got to change. Like, I got to get a new job. I got to try something different. And I remember I switched it up, and I started working at Amazon for a little bit, and because they have like a 3-day schedule. I was working 3 12s a week, and I was doing like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday or some shit. And that's where it all started though. But having those extra 4 days outside of work, ever since I went part-time, everything started changing. Like everything I want, starting to network, starting to meet people, do shows, do videos, like all the things that I wanted to happen started happening. And so like I said, it's a little bit tough because it definitely costs money to keep your momentum up and keep going. But being part-time, it's a little bit of a struggle, but having that time, I think that's what it is, because they say like time is more valuable than money, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm in a point right now, I don't have too much money, but my time is more valuable than my money now. So
yeah, I think that's really important what you're doing. Okay, listen to this, and then I'm gonna ask you your opinion. I think that it's really important to us to have a real life, like your job, like me cleaning toilets at Toledo's Best Cleaning, and then having this digital life, like your music. Like you have your regular life, you got to make money, but I think it's important to have both things right now. The way life is right now, like me, I got the cleaning business and the podcast. What do you think about that? Do you think that's important right now? Not for everybody, but some people what do you think about that?
I mean, I think they definitely have to go together at first. Like when you're starting up something new and creating a dream, you definitely got to have that job or some sort of revenue coming in to supply for your dream.
Yeah.
But I think the main goal eventually is just to like make it all one, like make this career my everything and make it my main source of income. Because obviously, like with stuff like this, with the podcast, with music, like it's all one job, but it can create several forms of revenue. And I think so, like that's, at least for me, that's the goal. I think it's important, like people who are maybe born into money, that's where I could see it's important, because it's like when you don't know what it's like to get up and work these shitty jobs and be told what to do and be in a factory making little parts and shit like that, like you're not gonna know what it's like to really, I feel like you're not gonna be appreciative and stuff like that. So it's important to know where you came from going through stuff like that, but I think it's more important to do what you love at the end of the day and be self-sufficient and be self-made, doing what you love, being happy. And I think that's where the most kind of fulfillment will come from, I think. Because though I think like what's gonna get me to appreciate this life the most is that I've worked this life, you know, like my regular factory job. When I'm there, you know, I keep a good attitude and everything, but every time I'm there, I know like I'm not meant to be here. Like I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be somewhere else. I'm supposed to be living life different. So it keeps me humble and it keeps me kind of just in a good headspace. I feel like helps me appreciate this life more.
Yeah, absolutely. And then your goal is to not work that job and like just work on your music all the time and actually be successful. And I think that's probably what my goal is. But like what I was trying to, like what I always trying to say is like the people that are stuck not ever doing anything digitally, like the people that are just stuck, like the mechanic, he's just doing mechanic, right? But what I think is by him doing mechanic, he could actually put a camera there. He can make a video on YouTube. He can like explain how to change the starter, 100%. And then he can be making the money on his real job, but also he could be making a video and actually doing tutorials and helping somebody else out. So I think it's like a mixture of both worlds now. Like
you're right.
And then eventually he's gonna make so much money from his YouTube that he could like buy a garage and just fix people's cars for free. There's people that do that, cleaning businesses and stuff.
Nowadays, dude, like so many things that were normal before that only had like you're just, you're right. Like a mechanic is normally just a mechanic, but you throw a camera in front of it now, everything changes. Like, dude, this world is so crazy. It's so revolved around the internet nowadays. Like you put in camera in front of anything and be consistent and you could create something out of it. Yeah, because like even like you said, something as simple as that, just working on cars. If your job is to work on cars, literally go TikTok live every time you're working on a car, boom, gifts, like bro, that everybody's just, because there's so many people, like it's becoming more separated. I feel like there's so many more people kind of just watching content and then there's people creating content.
Of course.
So it's like, yeah,
I think it's awesome. Like anybody, a baker could be baking cakes, right? And then he only has access to here, the people in Toledo. He can only sell cakes, right, to people in Toledo. But if he puts a camera there and he shows people how to create the cake, he can show 7 billion people how to make cakes. Like, because there's 7 billion people in our phones. I mean, there's 7 billion people in the world. I don't know if everyone has a phone. I just throw that number out. All right,
I guess there's 8 now. That's what's crazy.
8 billion
I think
people.
there's it just recently got updated. Now there's 8 billion people.
All right, let me let's take a little break because I got to use the bathroom.
For sure.
And then we'll be back. All right. We just got back from the bathroom. We just took a little bathroom break. We went outside chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just relaxing. So I wanted to ask you, you know, I've been doing these like fun little questions towards the end just to get, you know, to kind of like get people to know you more, maybe get to know like a little fun stuff and stuff like that. So I want to ask you some questions. All right, so if you could collab with any artist in the whole world, who would it be and why?
A Boogie with the hoodie. He's been my favorite artist for so long. And I hate it. I feel like people think he's underrated. I feel like for a long time, I was like such a big fan of his, but nobody I knew liked A Boogie. I don't know why. But it's because he's very similar to me. Like his music and my music is real similar. He talks a lot about his pain, his relationship stuff, shit like that. So That's my dream right there. I always told myself my first big feature is gonna be A Boogie.
Okay.
A Boogie.
That's dope. Okay, what is your favorite song ever? Do you have a favorite song from an artist or something? Do you have a favorite song from Ace Boogie?
Ooh, I got too many that I like from him.
Oh, yeah.
A favorite.
You know what my favorite song ever? You know, Dear Mama from Tupac.
Oh, that is.
Dear Mama is a good ass song. I remember when I was younger and stuff. Like that was like my favorite song. I used to replay it and replay. Well, okay, what's your favorite song that you've ever your favorite song?
Of mine?
Of yours?
Right now, recently, like honestly, I think this Just a Little is one of my best songs that I did so far. Like this one's really different and really just. I think everything was like on point for real.
Started raining.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Damn, we walked in just in time.
Hopefully that ain't picking up too much.
Yeah, it's gonna pick up a little bit, but it's okay.
But I think right now my favorite song is Just a Little. But I think completely, like out of anything I ever wrote, I don't know. No, it's probably Just a Little right now. I think Just a Little.
Yeah.
Cause there was one from the past, like an old one that never got released actually, that used to be my favorite song, but Just a Little, I think honestly it's just on a different level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my favorite song. But like I said, I haven't heard all your songs and stuff, but that one's the one that popped right away for me. Okay, so do you have any hidden talents or any hidden do you have any like hobbies or talents that no one knows about or something like that?
I think no one would expect this. I feel like, because obviously I'm a rapper, an artist. I'm like a city boy type shit, but I'm honestly a big fisher for real. I love fishing.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm into it. Like I'm not just like, hey man, let's go fishing. Like I fish for real. I'm a bass fisher. I like catfish and shit like that. Whatever, but yeah, fishing is. Yeah. If I'm not, I'm always telling people, if I'm not in the studio, I'm on the water. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's cool. I didn't know that. I would have never even knew that for real.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was a fisherman. All right, dream vacation. Is there anywhere that you've ever dreamt of going, like some kind of cool vacation or anything like that?
I think Italy, man. Like I don't know exactly where it's at, but just like with that big canoe through the middle of the city on the river thing, like that looks sweet. That's my dream. Yeah. Like the day that I'm laying back and I'm looking up and I got Italian buildings on the side of me and I'm going down the lazy river, I made it, man. I made it.
That's awesome.
For real. And then this everybody says this, but I would love to see the Eiffel Tower at night. I just think it's so beautiful. Like who wouldn't?
How about okay? Let me see. Okay, where do you draw inspiration from your music?
Usually most of the time it's always from whatever I'm going through at that moment. Like I said, whether I'm in a good mood and things have been positive or things have been rough, whatever I'm going through, I just try to take that, because you know things can get overwhelming. Your feelings can get overwhelming. Whether you're sad, it could be bad, or you're happy, you could be really happy. Like whenever I have like extra emotion, that's what I'll put into a song. So it usually always just comes from however I'm feeling in the moment. Or lately, like there's just been so much music in this industry lately, so many new artists, so many new people doing their things. Like I'll take inspiration a lot of times also from like other artists and people. Like A Boogie, he was a big inspiration for me. And just like, you know, new styles, like I said, with my new song that's coming out, Control It, it's a completely different genre. And it was a song that I heard by J.I. the Prince. He had a similar vibe, and that just inspired me. Like, dude, I've never tried nothing like that. And so I went down that road, that genre. I was like, am I able to do something like this? And I made the song Control It. And I think it sounds real good, and it'll be out in about a month. So I'm excited for that.
That's cool. That's awesome. Okay, let me see. Where am I at? Okay, what did I say? Dream where to draw inspiration? Okay, how do you? Let me see. Do you have any? Okay, do you have any pre-game rituals or anything you do for before the shows?
I just recently, like I think the past 2 shows, I started doing this. Like normally I had nothing, like besides just overthinking in my head and trying to process everything in my head. That's all I would do. Like I would just get booked and then be ready the day it comes. But lately I've been actually trying to rehearse, like whatever songs I'm performing for that show, I'll just be in my room. I got studio monitors and shit, so I'll just play them shits out loud, and I'll perform in my room, and like as if I'm on stage, and really just try to perfect my stage presence, and really just try to build a foundation of like the energy I want to have, and maybe like certain moves I want to make. So I try to just actually rehearse and stuff a good handful of times, a few days before the show and everything like that. So
do you still get nervous right before the show starts and stuff like that?
Too much. I don't know what it is with me. Like, so many people have a lot of good things to say about me. Like, a lot of people tell me, like, I've heard a lot of good things that people say about me that I don't really give myself that much credit for. So, but for some reason, like, whenever I'm performing or doing stuff, like, I'll be sick to my stomach, dude. Like, before I go on stage, dude, I'm like telling everybody, like, even you went to my last show, and I was like, man, dude, I'm nervous, dude, like, because you were like, how you feeling? I was like, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's why I asked you, because that's not even on there. I just asked you because I remember you telling me that.
Freaking yeah, I'll be super nervous before I go on for some reason. I'm just always in my head, but the moment I step on stage, that shit just flies off.
That's my next
like,
question. So once you get on there, you lose all that, and you just turn into.
I think just because like the moment I step on stage, it's like, all right, now I'm here to do what I love, and it's like I'm up here now. Y'all are watching me. It's like it's just like the moment you step on stage, it's kind of like a sense of empowerment being up there, and kind of like them looking up at you and shit, like not in no crazy way, but it's like it just makes you feel like, damn, I'm really the artist, I'm really him, like let's get this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Are you humbled by all that, or do you feel like you're better than everybody?
Hell no. I think I'm too humble, honestly. Like I had some family members and people, like my family, honestly, sometimes I got a couple family members that'll get on my ass, and like they would get mad at me because like we would just be talking about conversations like this, music, life, stuff like that, and I would say certain things just being humble, and they would be like, dude, like you're fucking tripping, man, you need to stop thinking like that, like bro, like you're so much better than that, this and that. Like I honestly don't give myself enough credit. I'm definitely super humble, I feel, for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like I'm like that too, but you know, some people might look at us and think that, oh, they think they're better than everybody, but like, to tell you the truth, I don't think like that. Sometimes I think if you think like that, then that's probably your own thought, you know what I mean? Whatever you're going through.
And what I'm trying to implement, because I really feel like I'm too humble. Like I do feel that you have to have a sense of like a little bit of cockiness in you, because I feel like if you're too humble, like me, because I feel like this is affecting me, like being too humble, it almost allows people to walk all over you. Because like even if you're, you know, you really got the walk to back it up, whatever, like if you're not walking with your head high, people are going to put you on a level you put yourself on. So I feel like you have to kind of talk a little bit of shit sometimes to be like, nah, like I am him, I put in all this work, I did everything I did to get here, like I deserve to talk some shit. Obviously not overboard, like I would never fucking down nobody else's hustle, none of that shit, or act like I'm better than nobody, but I am who I am, and I am where I am, and I'm going to confidently, you know, show that off, you know what I'm saying, in a good way. So. For
sure, and that's what the same way I feel like if someone, like I try to help and love and support everybody, but when I feel somebody stepping out of line with me, I just stand in the way and I put my foot down, because you gotta stand up for yourself, because I'm really humble too, and I let a lot of people and a lot of shit slide, but sometimes it gets to a point where you're like, man, I'm not letting this one slide.
I feel you, for real.
I feel you. I can't let this slide, because I am not that weak person that you might think I am, motherfucker. I'm Yogi G. You better respect me, motherfucker.
Big Yogi.
Yeah, let's go. Big Yogi, let's go. You better respect me. Because I mean, I respect you. You know what I'm saying? I respect you. You better fucking respect me. And then the day you don't show me respect is the day I'm going to put your ass in your place. For real, like I got to, bro. I got to stand up for myself, and then I got a lot of young cats that respect me. You know what I'm saying? And if I let someone else walk all over me, then you guys are gonna see somebody and be like, man, Yogi's letting this dude, and then I can't let nobody else stand up for me. I got to stand up for myself, and then watch you, and then you guys can watch me stand up for myself, and then you guys can be like, okay. Like I gotta stand up for myself when people put me in this position too. I gotta set an example for anybody, that I feel like I'm setting an example for myself, but for whoever's watching me, I'm trying to set an example. Maybe I do things wrong, maybe I'm saying things wrong sometimes or doing things wrong, but if I feel some kind of threat to me or to mine, I'm standing up for it, bro. And then we'll deal with the consequences later. You know what I mean? Like I ain't on that shit. All right, so Sorry for going. I be going on my crazy rant sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, shit. I gotta get mine in too.
I swear.
You know? Hey, okay, so, all right, this one's fun. So, if your life was a movie, who would play the actor, and what would your movie be called?
That's a tough one, man. So who would play me, and what is the movie called?
Yeah.
Who would play me? Well, it has to be an actor who can play, I think, more serious, emotional, maybe talented role. So, but I don't know. I'm not too much of a movie person. So
I don't really know too many
I'm only
actors
thinking
and
of
shit.
like the actors that I've watched, and it's like that's not enough to really pick from. But
I don't. That's at this point. This is when we need Brandon to have his Google and his computer, so we can be like, "Hey, Brandon, look up that guy
like, look
from
up
that
these actors."
Yeah, because we don't even know. Like, I don't even know actors' names, bro. Like, I couldn't even tell you an actor's name, bro.
Like the only thing, not like for this question, but like just in general, the only actors that come to mind is like Kevin Hart and The Rock and fucking.
Yeah, I'll play my dude to be The Rock. He'll play my part.
Hell yeah.
And then yours is gonna be. I think for you, it almost has to be like one of those like. I don't know, like one of those like Spanish like reggaeton dudes or something, like because he's gonna have to go up stage and sing and dance. Maybe like one of those like I don't know what the hell their names like Lunier and Mark Anthony. I don't know, not Mark Anthony's just like a regular singer. What would the movie be called though? All right, we don't know actors' names. What would the movie be called?
So like shit, Broken. I don't know, Broken something, because I feel like. My whole storyline would be about just like my pain and how I turn that pain to a positive and everything. But at the end of the story would be the success story. So it would need to be Broken something, but something like that.
Yeah, Broken's a good name. Okay, so give me one word that you feel like represents you the best.
Man, one word.
One word that represents you as a person, or artist or whatever.
Wholesome.
Huh?
Wholesome.
All right, that's a good word. That's a good ass word. All right, can you share a memorable moment at one of your shows?
Yes, I can. Yes, when I read the question earlier, this is what came to my head. I'm glad I remembered it. I think one of my best moments at a show was when I did a show in Fostoria, Ohio, and there was a bunch of other artists, probably like 10, 15 other artists and stuff. And I remember these two guys went up to perform, and out of a lot of the people performing, like I really felt like I was like, damn, these dudes are cool. Like I fuck with it. They got some good ass music, and like it was my type of sound and shit. So I told myself, I was like, when they're done performing, I'm gonna go holler at them and stuff. I didn't know who these guys were, and well, after they got done performing and everything, I seen them in the crowd. I made my way to them and stuff, and I'm going, and I go to tap. He was talking to his people and shit. I go to tap bro real quick, and I was gonna be like. I was just like, hey man, I was gonna tell my name, hey man, I'm Broken Heart Boy. I was just gonna tell him how I felt. And before I could get my name, I was like, hey man, he's like, Broken Heart Boy. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I was like, wait, you know me? I'm over here going to this dude because I'm like, hey, he's a badass artist. I'm trying to get tapped in. And I'm like, hey man, you Broken Heart Boy. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I think that was the craziest moment. He already knew me. I guess he seen me through the internet because I worked with somebody that he worked with like on some music and shit, and he just already peeped me through the internet. So when he knew me and like getting recognized by somebody I was kind of like interested in their music, I was like, it was the craziest feeling. So we got tapped in with each other. And shout out to what's this artist's name, dude? Oh my god, I'm pretty sure it was two artists. It was E Major and bro, I'm so mad. No, I've been forgetting too much.
You getting signs of all.
E Major and J Russell. Shout out to E Major and J Russell. J Russell was the one specifically who I tapped, and he was like, Broken Heart Boy. I was like, that was crazy. Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. All right, so okay, you said you really don't watch movies. What's your favorite movie? Do you have a favorite movie? You're not into movies too much? You probably watched a lot of movies when you were younger, but you ain't got time now. You working.
Yeah, when I was younger, like the first thing that comes to my head when I was younger, dude, I was obsessed with Good Burger. And my sister would laugh her ass off because she's the one who bought that movie, and she got it for her and stuff. But dude, I can't imagine. I don't know how many times I watched that movie. I was obsessed with that as a kid.
That's a funny ass movie.
But lately, like growing up, I think a couple movies that really kind of I was messing with was World War Z with Brad Pitt. I really liked that one. And then I think that one was my favorite movie for a long time, and then that's probably the last one that really made me feel like, damn, that one was.
Yeah, I never even seen that.
Because like I said, I don't watch them too much.
Yeah, I don't watch movies too much either. I don't even got time for movies.
Right.
Like my favorite movie of all time is Scarface, because he was Cuban, he came from Cuba. I was Cuban, I came from Cuba. So and he was he was a stupid movie, but it was about drugs and gangs and shit. So I don't know, that kind of movie always interests me. Those kind of movies. If you could try time travel to any year in the whole life, what year would you go to and why?
Like even before I was.
Yeah, before you were born or whatever. Like, let's say, you know how the 1960s, or would you want to go to the future? Like, what would you want to do?
No, I think that's a.
You can travel to any year, back to the future or in the past. Where would you go? What year?
If I were to travel back to anywhere but still be who I am today, I think I would only want to travel back to like maybe the 80s or 90s, because like with the talent that I have and who I am, like if this talent back then was more rare, you know, it's definitely more common. People were putting their art out there more, becoming more artistic and creative. But like in the 80s, I think I'll go back to the 80s, live up the 80s life. Like obviously that was a crazy era, but I think putting myself in that era, who knows what I would have did with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good answer, because like you could have been in that rap scene and shit, like right when it was popping. You know what I mean? Like right when it was coming out and shit. So that's a good. All right, I think we already talked about this, but it says tell us something about you that fans don't know. But we talked about that. You said fishing.
A little bit, yeah.
Is there anything else fans don't know?
I used to be a barber. I was a dancer.
You was a barber?
Yeah. Before the music,
all right.
I would cut hair, and I took that pretty seriously. Like the two passions I had that I thought, like the two career paths that I thought I was gonna choose before music was dancing first. I wanted to have my own like dance studio and be a choreographer and shit like that, do dances for music videos, all types of shit. But I kind of fell out of love with that, and then I got into barbering, fell in love with that. Like I thought I was a pretty decent barber. You know, people were paying me. Like I had people in shops like hit me up like, man, like you know, I can help you out, come work here, apprenticeship type shit. But then I kind of fell out of love with that, and then it all circled back to music, and now I'm here. But yeah, so I think before the music, I wanted to be a dancer and I wanted to be a barber.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, you know. All right, so I always ask three questions to everybody at the end of my podcast. I always ask people about fitness. Do you work out?
I do, and I'm mad because I'm not like right now. I messed up like 2 months ago, dude. I was doing great. Like the beginning of this year, I was more consistent than I ever was, dude. I was in the gym 5 days a week at least, dude. Really weight training. I was looking better than I ever was, feeling better than I ever was, and I fucked up, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like right now, I probably weigh like 220, but just like a couple months ago, dude, I was like 195. Like, and I was doing great. But yeah, I'm back on it. I just recently got back in the flow. Like I'm waking up at the right time, hitting the gym when I need to, but I got some progress to get back. So, but yeah, I think that's so important, working out, especially when like this year becoming as consistent as I was. I really understood the benefits of like maintaining that and getting up every day and going to the gym. Just like everything about life was better. Like my energy levels, the way I felt, the way my body felt itself, like my strength. You feel so much better when you work out daily and get some. Yeah. It's
really important, man. All right, so I always ask people, who were your role models growing up, or who were your role models? Like, you know what I mean? Was they like rappers, your family? I know that you said that you felt alone a lot. So who did you look at for your role models to teach you? Like, because you had to learn somewhere. I mean, I know you say you learn a lot by yourself, but still, there's still people around you. You see someone on TV, or who did you like? Is there anybody that you wanted to be like or anything like that? Even sometimes they lead you in the wrong path, but still.
Right. I think, because that's what sucks. Like, I would love to say, like, yeah, this is my role model, but I really don't. Like, I feel like nobody really affected me like that so far yet, to where I was like, this is who I'm following. But somebody who, the closest person I would put to that role model would probably have to be my brother Jeremiah. And like, he's definitely made his mistakes. You know, he's been through some shit, but he knows so much. I feel like a lot of times he just didn't choose to use the knowledge he had, but he's helped me so much. I'm 23 and he's, I think, 30 now, 30 or 31. And there was just so many times, like, I can't even remember the countless times where I was in like my darkest, deepest moments. He was the one I would go to. I think once I grew up, we kind of just realized we were so much more alike than we thought, and like we got really close. And anytime I was really hurt and like bad and I was lost, he always gave me a sense of direction. I don't know how, but he just always had the right words to say and opened my mind up to a new way of thinking. And so I always told myself, like, mentally I wanted to be like him. You know, like I said, he's doing great now. Like, I'm so proud of him. Shout out you, brother. He's doing great. He's working. He's got his head on right. He's being better. He finally, you know, he learned his lesson and he's doing good. But back then, growing up, like, you know, he
made his mistakes and stuff. But like, at least he was trying to guide you the right way. Yeah. At least he's trying to give you some good advice. Yeah. So that's a good role model. Yeah. So besides just all, like I said, because I got even just growing up, I know I've seen a lot that make a lot of mistakes before me, but that helped me learn early. Of course. But yeah, whenever it came to just feeling lost or going through shit, he was always there for sure. So I feel like I was always trying to mentally be like him because I always felt like he was so wise. But honestly, I'm tripping for not thinking of her also, because my sister, no, she genuinely was for a long time, because I told her this myself, she was a role model to me and is a role model to me because she was the only one. Like, both of my brothers were kind of locked up and shit like that, in and out of jail. My sister was the only one out of the family. She went to college. She got her degree right now. I keep forgetting too much shit, but she is going to college, or I think is in another class right now, or doing something with x-rays and stuff, but she's doing amazing. Like an x-ray technician or something like that. And she's just doing great. Like, she's been, like, she was the good one of the family. She was a smart one. She went so far. She's going to college. Like, she's becoming somebody great. So I always, honestly, I did always look up to her growing up, because she was always on the good path, and she was always doing things that, like, us as the other brothers felt like we couldn't do. Like, you know, we didn't go to college or nothing like that, or we didn't really do much, and she was, you know, yeah, she's showing you by her actions. So she's setting up a good example for you guys. Yeah. Even though, like, she might be, is she younger than the other brothers? No, she's the oldest. She's 33. Oldest? Yeah. So she's trying to set an example for all you guys. 34. You know? But I'm gonna say 33. She'll be mad that I said that. She was, I'm fucking still. She don't look like it though. She definitely looks young. Like, people might even confuse me for being older than her. She's for real. She's definitely she's young looking for sure. Oh, okay. So. All right. So my last question that I always ask everybody: what is your biggest dreams? Because I believe that we can speak things into existence. Right. So I'm really big on speaking your biggest dreams, your wildest dreams into existence. So what is your biggest dream with this music thing? I think at the end of the day, my biggest dream, I think my life will be complete when everybody I love has nothing to worry about. And I think that's just taking this as, no matter where that direction is, you know, music, no matter what other things I get into, I just want to become the best possible version of myself, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. And my heart, where my heart is, I just want to take care of everybody, you know, because like growing up, I've seen so many people in pain, dude. I've seen so many people crying, battling shit, toxic shit, just drug shit. I've seen so much of the bad. All I want to do is just be light for people, you know what I'm saying? The people I love, I just want, like, when I'm gone, I want to be remembered for just like saving people. And I want to be at a point where I can go to charities or go to old places that maybe helped me when I was young and rebuild those places, and go back to the projects and rebuild those places and do things for the kids. And like, that's all I want to do. Like I love the music, and so I'm going to continue with the music because that's who I am. That's what I do. But what I really want to do is just bless this world and put love in this world. There's so much negative and evil in this world nowadays. All I want to do is try my best to reverse that. Like, when I'm gone, I just want to leave the most positive footprint in this world that I can. And that's just do for my people and get it to where my people don't got nothing to worry about, and just do what God wants me to do. When I just want to finish God's mission, basically. At the end of the day, I always give thanks to God, and I feel like I put it in so many of my songs. I brought God's, you know, name into it, and I feel like He is why I am where I am, and this is His story that He wrote for me.
So I'm just trying to get to the last page and close that book, you know. So
man, that's awesome. Thanks for chopping it up with me on the podcast, man. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you.
Hey, when you become a big famous star, don't forget about Big Yogi'z Garage.
Hell no, could never, man.
Like, make sure you still keep in touch with me, and make sure when you become famous, bro. And I know you will. When you become famous, make sure you come back on Big Yogi'z Garage and show me some love.
You already know.
All right,
much love,
let's
brother.
go. We locked in for life. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. What you talking about?